Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me. Today is going to be another cash envelope stuffing video. Because with everything that's going on in the world at the minute, I'm having to sort of go cash free as best I can, because a lot of the places I'm going are no longer accepting cash. Also, I am in a 12-week isolation due to my asthma, which means if I need stuff I have to buy it online. So I've had to go out and I went to the bank and I actually got myself a second debit card, and I've actually transferred pretty much all of my cash envelopes onto this second card. So I actually have my bank card, which I can use for like spending money. It's one that's got my bills and subscriptions on it, all the stuff that comes out automatically. And then I've got this spare one, which is now my cash envelope card, which has got pretty much all of this on it. I had to sit, this is like the 5th page I had to write out for this month because I kept confusing myself and it was like, oh, it was just a mess, this page. So I'm gonna just pull out what I've got here. I've still got £10 in cash here, which is my £10 spare from last month. I've taken out the two food shop and work food ones, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So I'll just go through with what I've done. So my food shop one, that's now completely all on a bank card. My toiletries, that is all on my bank card. Medical, don't know why I'm holding it up to you like that way around, there we go. Food shop and toiletries. Medical, that is now on my bank card. Fashion is all on my bank card apart from 60p. Everything for fashion is on my card apart from 60p, because I thought I'm going to keep just a couple of coins in some of them just so then I don't get like overweighed. And then miscellaneous, again, that is all on my bank card apart from £1 and 11p. So all of these are now transferred onto my bank cards. So just going to shift these out the way for a second. Okay, work food, because I am off for 12 weeks, I do not need a work food cash envelope. So there's still £10 left in here from the last time I was at work. So the last month's cash envelope I put in £20, as I always do, which is 4 20s. I spent a whole one in the first week. The second week I was at work, I was only there for like the first half, and I had £4 something left over. Can't quite remember what it was. I don't think I actually wrote it down. I haven't, but I divvied up whatever was left of the £4 coins. I actually just put them in my purse as extra cash because I thought, you know what, I'm not going to sit here and keep that. So I have £10 for when I do go back to work. It's probably, by the time you see this, I think I've still got like 9 or 10 weeks off still. So I've got a long time to go still. Now, outings, I have got £60 in the cash envelope still, and then on my card, because I haven't gone to the bank to pull out any money, I still want to keep filling this one up for the time being. So on here, on this tiny bit of paper, this goes in my purse so I can see what's actually on that card. I've put an extra £15 into the bank account with my card, and then that amount gets added on to the outings one, so that does all get added up eventually. So in my outings I've now got £75, so I've had to like write everything down. I've also added my fuel from my normal bank card onto my cash envelope card, because at the minute, as I'm not going out, I'm not driving, which means I don't actually need any fuel at the moment. I've still got like maybe about a little over a quarter of a tank, and that will do me until I have to go back to work. So I've got 25 on there, which I'll save on there, possibly put an extra 25 in next month, just so I've got a little bit to go if I do need to. And so yeah, that's what's on with my outings one, keep that there. And then dinner out, I've got to £90 in this one. This is for if I go out for dinner with Nicola. Obviously normally in May we go to Lakeside and we have like lunch, dinner, and we do some shopping, which is a lot of what I was saving up. That obviously is not going to be happening because of the lockdown, plus if I've got 12 weeks off for my asthma, it's a bit cheeky of me if I go shopping, and also I don't really want to go out at the minute. I don't want to like jeopardise my asthma or my health at all. Nicola has asthma too, so she's not going to want to go out, so that money is going to stay in here for the time being until this all hopefully goes away. Even if it's not until next year, I'll have that ready to go. And if I do get really desperate during this whole pandemic, there's the little bit in here that I can take out for either takeouts, or I can even put some of this on my bank card if I really need to. So that one has had no money in it at all this month. So on my cash envelopes card, I've got outings and fuel. I've put on £200 for food. I added in all the amounts that I normally would, so currently, I say currently, I'll have to explain this in a minute. On the card it says, so I've got 16.24 for fashion, medical is here in the middle, which has got 37, toiletries is £21.40, and my miscellaneous is at 20. So I'll just pop that back in my purse so I don't forget that I've done that. And if I just pull out, this is my Erin Condren budget book, which I use religiously. So every month I write down how much I got. So this month I was paid £1,213.53, and that is because we had our annual bonus. Thankfully, I was able to keep most of mine. The taxman didn't take a lot of it, so I had a really good payday, which I'm very grateful for. And then I'll have on the first page, I wrote down my budget for the month. So I've got £316 here, which I'll go through and explain in a minute. And then throughout the month I'll write down things I bought. So far I bought some like stickers, who's surprised, and a big paper clip, which I'm actually going to stick on here. And then a new thing I'm doing this month is on the third page, I'm going to do my cash envelope cards. So everything that I'm buying that is a budgeted cash envelope item I'm going to put on here. And then in brackets, once I've wrote down what it is, the category and the amount, I'm going to write down how much I've got left. So in my fashion one I actually have 0 left now. I spent £26.55 on some clothes, and it was actually, my budget was £16.24. However, I'm going to get a lot of that back because I'm actually having to return some of them because they're a bit big, so this amount will change. And I spent £24.95 on a food delivery, which will be coming during the week, probably the week after you see this, I'm not really sure. I can't remember when this video is going on. And then over here I have my bills for the month. So I write down what they are in the order they're coming out. My phone bill, however, got shifted a little bit, so that's actually already been paid. My fuel is on my secondary gift card on my bank card. And then I have a gifts amount. I save £30 a month for like gifts and presents, and then that all goes on like a spare savings account. I can't get my words out. And then throughout the year when I need to buy presents, I'll just transfer that onto my bank card when I need it. I'll actually zoom in a little bit so you can actually see this. Okay, then underneath it I have a food shopping chart, I guess. So the week commencing 13th, 20th, 27th and the 4th. So then I can write down the main shop of the week. So even though actually it's a little difficult if I'm doing online food delivery because I'm buying for the whole house and not just myself at the moment. So normally what I would do when it was just me, excuse my nails, I know they're horrible, I would have like £26 was my main shop, and then during the week I'd probably, after work, I'd go like some bananas and something, so I'd write that down. Then I might have an extra shop on there. Then I total it at the end of the month, I add all that up, write it down here so I know how much I'm doing. I've been budgeting £160 for my shopping if you've been watching since January, and if you've kept up with anything that I'm writing down, you'll see that I'm spending maybe about £10 to £15 over that. So this month I've given myself £200 just to cover, obviously we're buying a little bit more at the moment because we can't go to the shops, so it's a little tricky. Then just at the bottom I've just wrote down my totals. So that is that book. So I'm just going to go through all of this with you, and that hopefully will make some sense to you what I'm going on about. Sorry this isn't like the fun cash envelope thing that we normally do, but with the current situation I don't feel safe having cash on me, and also like I just said, I can't really use cash if I want online purchases, so it's just making sense for me to keep it on my card. So I wrote down the day I got paid, which was April 9th. I actually thought it was the 10th, but because 10th is a Good Friday, we got paid on a Thursday instead, and it was also annual bonus, which explains why this amount is so high. So if I come to look at this later on in the year and be like, why did I get so much, then I remember annual bonus. So then we go on to my main card account. So the first thing I did was write down my bills and subscriptions, which is £67. It's gone up £10 because I now pay for Google Play Music. I had it last year when I went to Florida. It was really handy once my 3-month free trial ran. Music on Google Play Music. Oh, my phone heard me. I wondered what was going on then. Yeah, so I had it last May when we was in Florida. It was really good. The 3-month trial ran out, and I didn't use it again. And then every time I wanted a song it was like, oh, you need this, and I was like, do you know what, I might as well just pay £10 a month for it. So that's what I've done. And then once I did all the maths for everything underneath it, I went back and wrote in my to spend amount, which stays over here, so I know that once I did all of this, the minimum amount I should have had on my card once I finished doing all the transfers was £383. I actually did a little bit over from last month because I was a bit naughty, went way over budget and had to put some stuff in from my savings, so technically I had a little bit more than this because I was bad. But that's how it works. So my budget for the month is £316. I might, if I'm good, save some more of this into my savings. So we're going to the savings next. So my savings accounts, I have a general, holiday and a gifts account. In total the amount I put away was £530, sorry I can't talk. I put 300 in my general, 200 in my holiday and £30 in the gifts one. I don't think I'm going to have to dip into the gifts one for at least 2 months because I don't think I've got any like birthdays or anything for people that I actually buy presents. If it's cards, I have a bulk load of cards that I buy at the start of the year ready to go. So that came to £530. So if we ignore the top one, everything that I had to take away from my amount is here. That's how I sort of worked it out. So then on my second card, my cash envelopes, it came to £300, which is pretty much what my cash envelopes come to anyway, which is actually £305. But this is because I've added on fuel and I've taken some bits off which are down here. So I'm going to go through this. I put £25 on my card for fuel, £200 for the food shop, £20 for my medical, £20 for toiletries, £10 for fashion, £10 for miscellaneous and £15 for outings. And then over here I've wrote down the actual totals of everything, and then I'm actually going to have to go through later on and add them into all of the actual envelopes themselves. And that is then the new grand total. And then cash envelopes, I've put a cross next to £20 of work food because I'm not at work. £40 has also got a cross next to it because I'm not going out for dinner, and I've not given myself an extra £10 spare in my purse because if I do need it, if I am going out for some unknown reason, I still have that £10 in my purse from last month, so I haven't got to worry about that. So all of this here came to £830, which gave me that amount minus from my paycheck, give me £383. And then that minus my bills and subscriptions was £316, which is how I then got my to pay amount up at the top here. And the very last thing I've got down here is cash. It's extra cash, that's £40. So at the end of the month, like I said in the last few ones, every time I get to the end of the month or I'm doing budgeting and I'm going through my envelopes, specifically work food and food shopping, if I've got a £5 note left over, that gets saved and goes in my little safe, and at the moment I'm at £40 for that. So not done too bad there, so I'm just zoom you back out. So what I've got to do in a little while is just take out all the cards from inside all of this, and then I'm going to have to put on the amounts that are down here so I can definitely keep to track with what's in here and what's on my card. So obviously there's a couple that aren't going to get filled at all for the next few months, and that's these two won't get filled up at all, and the spare in purse won't get filled up at all, so they're just going to have to stay empty for the time, or with whatever they've got left in them. And then these ones here I've just got to go through and write the new amounts on. So yeah, that is my budgeting for the month. This was more of a budgeting video than a cash envelope stuffing, so I'm going to have to like change the title a little bit. I was so excited at the start of the year for this cash envelope stuffing, so I'm really sad now that I don't really have that as an option. Hopefully, you know, maybe nearer the end of the year this is all cleared up a little bit, lockdown's not quite so severe, and maybe, I'm not going to say it's going to be healed by the end of the year because it's not going to be, but if the situation's improved somewhat, maybe I should be able to do some of this again. But for the time being, every month I'm just going to show you my budgeting, and if I have changed anything. Where I'm off for 12 weeks, I'm getting sick pay and I think 2 weeks of holiday pay for that, so this amount is not going to be anywhere near as much, but I have heard that apparently we're getting like a 6% bonus throughout the course of the year in 4 paychecks. I'm not really certain when they are, but one of them I think they said was in May, so I might have a little bit more than what I normally get in May, and then it should just go back to normal for the rest of the year, apart from when I get the other 2 bonuses. And I think they said February next year is another one, but I can't really remember it. I've not been at work for like 2.5 weeks when I'm filming this, so I've only left the house once in nearly 18 days now, and that was just to quickly run to the shops to grab something because we don't have any fruit left in the house, and otherwise it's just me in the four walls. I hope that you're doing well and you're keeping safe and healthy. I hope this was somewhat, you know, informative, entertaining, or whatever to someone out there. Maybe just interesting, or someone wants to know what like a coronavirus budgeting video would be like. This is what I'm doing. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that a lot, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.